Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election held in Nigeria on February 25, 2023, and as well, Bola Ahmed Tinubu controversially announced the winner of the election on March 1st, despite the protestations of the opposition parties at the time. Right now, as well, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president and commander-in-chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria until the court says otherwise. And most Nigerians are looking up to the courts to determine the final outcome of that election. That is why in Nigeria today, one of the most trending hashtags are is all eyes on the judiciary. Now, in the process of pursuing his petition against the election of Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu, or the declaration of Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the winner of the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, the candidate of the PDP, had gone to court in United States, and more information are coming out from that court to show how far President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had gone to ensure that his record at the Chicago State University is not made available to Atiku Abubakar and indeed to Nigerians and the rest of the world. Now, one of the revelations that is coming out from the filings of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to stop Atiku Abubakar from getting his record is a report that Bola Tinubu has urged the U.S. courts in Illinois, Chicago, to conceal his Chicago State University records because his reputation as Nigeria's president is at risk of further being tainted by Nigerian bloggers. That is according to the court filings that was seen by Gazette, by People's Gazette. It's an online newspaper that is highly reputed in Nigeria. They carried this. They said that they found this in the filings by Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu's lawyers. That Tinubu is saying that his reputation will be at risk of being tainted by Nigerian bloggers if his academic credentials are made available to Tinubu. Therefore, the court should not provide Tinubu with, should not provide Atiku with those documents. So the issue here now, which we are going to talk about, is the reputation of Tinubu is at risk. Now we are going to look at it from the perspective of is his reputation more important than the constitutionality of Nigeria and the processes of the election in Nigeria. But what this report is saying is that he has asked the court, one of the grounds he filed to stop Atiku from getting information about his academic records at Chicago State University is to ask the court not to make it available because it will further risk his reputation being tainted by Nigerian bloggers. Okay, so he is concerned about what Nigerian bloggers will use the information to do, that they are going to weaponize it against him and it will taint his image. And we know that President Tinubu has fiercely opposed application for the order of the court. He has already given several reasons why those documents, his academic documents, should not be made available. Okay, he has done so much, and that is why many people have. That was why the University of Chicago State University, have not released all his documents that Nigerians and the rest of the world are looking forward to. So Tinubu was saying, if you release my records, if the court allows his records if the court orders for his records at Chicago State University to be released to Atiku Abubakar, that it will be tantamount to arming Nigerian bloggers with information to discredit and weaken his reputation. So what Tinubu is saying, that releasing his information will weaken his reputation, will discredit him, and that is the essence of the information. He was not looking at it at that the information is going to be of any uh, legal use to Atiku Abubakar, who himself filed that application because he wanted to use it to help the matter he filed at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal in Nigeria. But according to Tinubu, in this filing that was discovered by, that was cited by People's Gazette, uh, according to Tinubu, he said that previous record that the University of Chicago, Chicago State University, there's two different universities in Chicago. You have Chicago State University and the University of Chicago, but this we're talking about Chicago State University, which was the one that Tinubu attended or said that he attended. Now, according to Tinubu was saying that previous records uh, shows that the information or his academic credentials that was released in 2022 to Nigerian lawyer Mike Nahoro Eba have been turned into weapons by bloggers to attack his character. Okay, you know, I know you must have you will not forget this Mike Nahoro Eba. He was the person that brought the certificate of Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu, his university degree certificate that he was able to obtain through subpoena from that university, which was tendered at the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, with which Atiku Abubakar is arguing about the authenticity of the certificate that Tinubu filed as as a student, somebody who attended university, Chicago State University. So it was a Nahoro Eba, the lawyer of Atiku, that was handed over that result from Chicago State University. So Tinubu is saying that that information that was given to this lawyer helped bloggers to tarnish his image, and they use it, they weaponize it. It was turned into a weapon of attack by bloggers to tarnish his image, diminish his character, and all that. So it should not be, his record should not be made available. According to the lawyer, they said, I quote the lawyers, they said that if the purpose of the application is to uncover opposition research or provide fodder for news bloggers, then it is not proper. So these are some of the ground. This is one of the grounds that Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu is making spirited effort to see that his academic records does not see the light of the day as far as Atiku Abubakar's efforts to have access to them is concerned. But the concern, what we are talking about here, what we look at is why should the court give preference? Should the court give preference to what the bloggers will say, or to the fears of Tinubu, or that they should do the right thing? Because if you are looking at what the bloggers will write, then there is virtually no news, no information that will not be hidden. Because there will always be things that bloggers and the news media will say about whatever report or record that comes out in public domain. Because we are living in an information age. You cannot, therefore, use the excuse that your image will be tarnished or that the bloggers will now start writing about your data, your information that has to do with your academic records. If your record is released. But that it shouldn't be like that. What should be of concern, and I think that even the courts ought to note this, is that what is the essence of seeking for his academic credentials, for his academic records? It is because there are doubts. Okay. At the end of this video, I will put a video by uh, Bode George, a chieftain of the APC, of the People's Democratic Party, what he has said about this issue of Tinubu certificate. At the end of this video, you will see it because if there had not been questions about these certificates, the certificates of this Nigerian leader, there wouldn't have been any need for people of Atiku Abubakar to go all the way to the United States to spend money to get this record. It is because this record had become suspect because of so many histories of Tinubu's inconsistency in his record. Because if you look at his records on where he said he attended primary school, secondary school in Lagos and Ibadan, and the controversy that led to his decision not to include those schools again in 2023, you find out that there had always been problem. There has always been challenges about uh, his records. That is the essence of it. And because he was seeking a public office, had it been that he's just managing his business, or that after he became governor of Lagos State, he was contented with what life has given to him and didn't move further to become president of Nigeria, nobody will bother about his record. There are so many elders of this country, Nigeria, who nobody writes about them, nobody talks about them because they extricated themselves from the political scene. Because, like they said, if you can't stand the heat, you have to get away from the kitchen. So the essence of scrutiny is because you have volunteered yourself to be a public figure. You have volunteered yourself to serve. Because you want to serve, and you are somebody that has to pretend over the affairs of a country. People want to know who you are, your academic records, your past dealings, things you have done in the past, so that it will shape their uh, voting for you or otherwise. In the case of Tinubu, he has already been able to pass through the process of nomination, and he has now been declared the winner. But despite his being declared the winner of the 2023 presidential election, his opponents are insisting that he ought not to have been declared the president of the country because of this same issue of academic credentials of Tinubu. Let me also remind us that when Tinubu was governor of Lagos State, this same matter came up. I don't know how many of you remember a legal luminary, uh, Ganifa Omi. He's a legal luminary. He was the first person to take Tinubu to court because at the time there was even issue whether it was Chicago State University or University of Chicago that he attended and all that. So these things have always been reoccurring. So that is why it is in public interest in Nigeria, and even the international community ought to be interested to see that if we say we promote democracy, to see that the democracy is properly followed, due process is followed, both from the time of volunteering yourself to contest for leadership position and after the election process, that the due process is followed. So the court in Chicago ought to know that they will be doing the public a favor by making bringing to public domain the academic records of Aswad Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because it has become controversial because of alleged inconsistencies in the content of his academic records. So I don't know. I do not think that that is a good defense that the court would will prevent Atiku Abubakar from getting Tinubu's academic records because of bloggers or because of the news media. If that is the case, why is it in the United States right now all kinds of informations are being produced, all kinds of information are being generated by CNN, all the major media organizations in America? Information information is emerging from several sources about former President Donald Trump. Okay, today you heard that Donald Trump has uh, more than 70 allegations filed against him in several courts in the United States. It is because it is in the public interest of the United States that to scrutinize whoever presents himself to be a leader of the United States. The same thing should be applicable to Nigeria. A sitting president or somebody who aspire to be president need to pass through the due process of being scrutinized by the bloggers, by the mainstream media, by everybody to ensure that the proper person is put in position. So I do not think that that defense should be taken serious by the court, because if you look at the reputation, it means that Donald Trump could have given a stop some of the processes against him because the information is tarnishing his image. Because look at what is happening in the United States. Ahead of the election in United States, election processes in the United States, Donald Trump image is being so many negative things are coming out against him. But no effort had been made to stop the information against Donald Trump from coming out because of what the media will write or because of what the bloggers will write in America. So I think it's a very weak uh, defense Tinubu presented through his lawyers that should be overlooked by a country like United States that valued freedom of speech, because United States government and the people value freedom of speech. That's why most Americans talk about the First Amendment. The First Amendment. The First Amendment is all about free speech. That nobody's right of the First Amendment should be stopped by any means whatsoever. The same thing is also applicable here in Nigeria. The bloggers and other media people, they are entitled to to know and have information about anybody who aspire to be of who aspire to be president or who aspire to any elective position in this country. And the United States court should not be used to stop freedom of expression and dissemination of information, as what Tinubu was asking for in that court, what he's presenting to counter Atiku's application is tantamount to a restriction of freedom of expression in this country. And it's also similar to somebody trying to violate the right of an American, his right to the First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States. So basically, I think it's a weak, it's a weak, it's a weak defense, but it's also an indication of how the government itself, Tinubu himself, is determined to ensure that Nigerians do not know much about his academic records. But you cannot eat your cake and have it. If you want to be a public figure, want to be president of Nigeria, there is no way bloggers will not write about you for good or for ill. Even if you bring an angel to come and be president of Nigeria, there must be some negative things that will attract attention for people to write about. That is the nature of politics. So it is unfair to the Nigerian public, to the Nigerian voters, that that this issue of tarnishing the image of the president should be given precedence over the need by Atiku Abubakar to get the accurate academic record of Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which will help him in his court case and also prove to Nigerians and to the world that indeed there is nothing to hide about the character and person of Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Ordinarily, Tinubu is supposed to support this matter because if he makes his academic record clear, accessible to Atiku Abubakar, his reputation will even be much more enhanced than what he's doing right now. Because the essence of presenting himself for leadership is to prove that he's capable in all ramifications to be the president of Nigeria. It is therefore not fair to Nigerians that he is blocking his record from being seen. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you will be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it higher and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.
I can bet you any amount of money. Let Bola bring out the certificate of his primary school, his secondary school, and the university he attended. We want to see them. Because I remember in 1998 or 1999, when we had the elections, you know, Atiku Yomi was the one. When they raised and pulled his papers that he filled to INEC, they now asked him to produce all those papers. He said he went to Government College Ibadan and the children home school in Ibadan. We went there, we checked. What year? Where's your certificate? Nothing. When they were going to hoist him, he quickly said that it wasn't him that signed it, it was Atiku Yomi that filled it. You look at your certificate. If you have genuine certificate, you went to a particular school, you must have friends who, because you won't be the only one in that college. Let's see them. I am shocked that Ogunlewe will be saying this in public. He knows for real that this fellow doesn't have all these certificates, and I'm not hiding it. Let him bring them out. Look, the days of lying and telling a load of bull is over. Completely over. Whatever you have, tell us. If you are from whatever, tell us. Why are you afraid? You must be afraid because you know that people will find out a lot of things that are illegal. That's why.